Hey guys, welcome to our first edition of the 2023 In the Dugout with Coach Tabor. Joining me is the lovely and beautiful Allison Honkovsky, my amazing boss. She does have some awesome news for us, so I will let her kick off from that start.
Okay, so softball youth is going to be seeing a little bit of a transition here in the near future. Those of you that have been around us for a while have seen myself, seen Alicia, and we've had some really wonderful women come in through this company that have been fortunate enough to get tremendous opportunities. And part of me is always sad to see them go, but also really excited that I'm helping them, move on to the next step in their career and their softball journey, whatever that looks like. So stay tuned. Nothing concrete yet, nothing to lock down yet, but there will be some new bodies in the athletic sports group office from a softball front here pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, I like talking about this just because it's so awesome that, like I said, everyone is eventually moving on, but they're moving on and I don't want to say bigger, better, but like to what fits their life, right?
Exactly.
And so I think that's truly I want to say kind of a testament to what we do here, preparing people, right? Or getting them ready for their next adventure. Like, this is no small task being in charge of BYSY or any brand that we have for that matter. So I think it's just a kudos to the people we hire, the things we do. And honestly, it does prepare you for your future endeavors. So, again, excited to see where she ends up and then where everything else falls. But I'm super excited for where SY is going to be headed. And honestly, being on the SY side has given me a little bit more of appreciation.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Tabor's been really dipping his toes in the softball youth water here lately. So, which parents are crazier, Tabor baseball or softball?
It's not even close. It's softball by 4 miles.
Told you, warned you.
It's not even close, and it's not like in a bad way. It's that I almost want to say like those baseball people are just a little bit more laid back. They don't need all the answers necessarily up front, right?
I just think you guys are poor planners. That's all.
We could because we're men in charge. Who knows what the answer is, but there's definitely more time and attention needed there. But again, first time that we're taking SY Elite to Texas.
Yeah, and we are really in for a treat here with this weekend. It is an incredibly competitive field that we're in, and I know you guys are in the same boat.
Yeah, so we have 273 teams across 7 age groups, but the good thing for us is that's broken down D1, D2, D3. Of course, we always throw the challenge out there of D1 for our guys and in girls. So, I mean, they're going to see the best baseball, and, that's what my coaches have nonstop talked about already. Oh, man, I'm excited to see this, and I'm excited. I'm like, bub, you better just strap up. Like, it's Texas. And, not only that, but you have another tournament in Houston being ran that has another 350. So you're talking about 600 teams just in the baseball space that are all going to be within 3.5 hours of each other.
Yeah, I mean, I can say with certainty that obviously because of my ties to Texas, but our All-American games every season, winter and summer, is definitely, if not our most competitive, always at the top. And we get the most elite invites from those locations. So we really wanted to reward from the softball side. We wanted to reward those athletes and let them stay at home and have an elite experience. We have Janae Jefferson coming, which is, a University of Texas alum, USA national team member. What a tremendous athlete. I remember watching that kid play ball when she was 10 years old, first learning how to slap and didn't know what she was doing, but you knew she was going to be something special. And so it's going to be exciting. The only challenge has been that every single strong team in the state is playing in this event. Yeah. So the majority of our elite athletes are playing with their, regular teams. So we're only taking one team per age group, which I'm excited about. It should make it hyper competitive and really get some individual attention from Janae and from our coaches. But we definitely, moving forward, when we go to Texas, we're going to have to pay better attention to how our teams who our girls are playing for in the regular season.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, but I think that's what we truly just run into anyways. Is it so hard when we're scheduling these events that, I'm going to schedule these out in November. Well, half these girls don't even have their schedule till January 1, or guys don't have their schedules till January 1.
No doubt. And if we're playing in the best tournaments, you better hope that our elite kids are already playing in those tournaments. Or We're trying to give our kids an experience that maybe their travel teams can't get into these events. Mm-hmm. They're too competitive. Their team isn't as well known. And so the better we get and the more high profile kids we get, the more we're going to run into that they're already playing in these amazing tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just in our, and I, again, looking, this is just tied to just the BY side, but looking just at our 14U, 5 teams already have multiple of our elite kids that have played in this same event over the last 2 years. So I think that's also a thing, though. Like, yeah, we're getting out and we're showing you an experience. We're also getting you out there to show you where you can compete. And that's showing their home teams where they can compete. So, like, I like to think that, honestly, baseball youth and softball youth, like, we're raising the bar.
No doubt. Some of my favorite memories, we were at a really a high-level PGF event in Florida, and we had some really strong teams, and they were the best teams in the Southeast in this tournament. It was, you coached in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I found out real quick.
Oh, yeah. No, that was what a great event that was. And we had several kids who were playing, great athletes, kids that I would recruit at when I was coaching D1, that were playing on more regional teams because they just hadn't learned yet. They just didn't know any better. They didn't know how good they were. Mm-hmm. And these major top 10 organizations were coming up to our kids saying, who do you play for? What do you do? And not that I'm trying to get anybody to leave their team, but wow, what a tremendous opportunity playing for Softball Youth Elite gave some of those girls to make the jump to the A++ level organizations.
Yeah, well, like, and that's the all-encompassing thing. I mean, I think more so for me, for my 15s and 16-year-olds that I have around, like, they're the ones that kind of all-encompass that. Like, they went from playing for me at 11 and 12 years old to then they find a premier team at 13, and now they're on a national team by 14.
No doubt.
And that was all through the connections just because you came and played an event for us. And I think we're starting to see that more and more, that honestly – these high-level travel ball teams want to see them play for us.
Yeah, no doubt. Why would you ever take away the opportunity for your athlete to play more live baseball or softball with kids from across the country that they don't get to see every day, with new coaches? I agree. Softball youth is starting to get into the era of when I first started here, we did not offer a high school division. And so when I came, we launched that, and it's been very successful, and we are now getting our first wave of kids that are playing in college, and it's been so exciting. I mean, you guys will see a post here soon from Emma Jackson, who is a freshman at Virginia Tech, 3-time Ocean City All-American Games attendee, elite invitee, overall age group MVP, home run derby champion. I mean, this kid can play, and she got an opportunity in a game in a tournament this past weekend, hit well, gets to start against the University of Texas, hits a game-tying home run in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Virginia Tech ends up beating them in 8 innings. That's one of our kids. That's an AAG 3-time attendee that's, making her name on the big stage. I love seeing that. How exciting.
Oh, yeah, and I think, like, just feeding off of you, baseball is going to start hitting that cusp of where we're starting to see that, right? Like, we're turning that corner.
Exactly.
We're seeing these kiddos. But for sure on the softball side right now, it is no question that these girls, you got to get out to the AAGs. So on the AAG front, guys, you got to go nominate. Softballyouth.com, baseballyouth.com. March 6th is when our promo ends for the free custom jersey, correct?
That's correct. So you guys, you want to get this free custom swag. I mean, these jerseys are fantastic. We're still at the lowest price point of the summer. So not only are you getting the lowest price point, but you're getting, the free customization on the Triton jerseys. It's one of our best promos that we offer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've already had parents emailing me, hey, I know that I'm registered, but how do I get this? And I'm like, unfortunately, I'm sorry. But...
It's like the free candle promo or the $10 candle promo at Bath and Body Works,
Yeah.
Everything's got a deadline, folks.
Yeah, no doubt. But again, this is the promo that you're going to save, honestly, in total $100, because as soon as this jersey's done, you're going to roll right into a price increase. So saving that $50 and then avoiding the $50 price increase, is again going to save you around $100 for an event that you're not going to want to miss. So I ran this all yesterday. Softball is at 32 states. And baseball is at 31.
Fantastic. And look how early we are in the cycle. I mean, we're not even 50% of the way to our summer events here. How exciting.
Not even close. Also,
I love that stat.
Also, we're already in 3 countries combined.
Get out of town.
Mexico, Puerto Rico, and then, of course, Canada. So we already have registrants in both sports from those locations. So you're talking 4 countries, 30-plus states that we're already going to have attending. Guys, these All-American games you're not going to want to miss this year. Everything's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. We've heard you all. We've talked to you all, and we're starting to make the adjustments. So that way you guys want to continue to come back. So this is something you're not going to want to miss before we go back to the elite stuff. All-American games this summer is going to be fun. It's going to be competitive. I think we're already over, 300-400 athletes?
Yep.
And I've seen most videos, and I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know from a softball side, we've already locked in some really high-level current college athletes that are going to be on site, both from a just a visibility standpoint and also from a coaching standpoint. We've got some really cool new sponsors coming. I think we're going to see some different stuff from Home Run Derby and from skill measurements. So awards are different. We've got some new stuff going on there. This overall age group MVP
what a clutch.
has been such an amazing transition that we've offered. So for those that don't know, the overall age group MVP always is the only person at the All-American Games that receives an automatic elite invite. However, now we're giving a free elite registration, and that is worth way more than dollars can put in here, because we're giving your athletes a free opportunity to play in the absolute best tournaments across the country with the absolute best kids with tons of engagement. It's a pretty cool gig we got going on with that.
Oh, and I loved seeing that platinum ticket going around.
It's the best.
Yeah, the kids loved it. It was truly a game changer. And it's one of those things where we just scratch our head and go, how did we not think of this sooner?
Absolutely.
But we arrived at that. And then, of course, we can talk, but at the end of the day, the competition's just trying to keep up with us. And I hate to be that guy, but we're the standard. We're going to continue to be the standard. We're going to continue to keep giving your athletes the best experience we possibly can be, because that's all we do around here is beat our heads around how can we make this better, for each individual athlete.
Well, I think I touched on this last time you and I spoke. Really, the thing that separates us even more so than being, really one of the first that did what we do, and we've been here and we've been doing it the right way, is we have humans in this office. We're not a mega corporation. We have a human from this office on site at every single event we run across the country. And if I could explain to you what that looks like from a travel schedule and from the time and the energy that these people from this office, these humans from this office put into your athletes, I think it would change the outlook a little bit on, who to pick and why, because we're knees down
genuine.
in the dirt. Exactly.
Yeah. I know at times, and again, this is just kind of wavering, but I know at times I'm sure everyone feels like, oh, this is just this. I can't get a hold of this. But that's the beautiful thing is I feel like, and just using me in this space, there's not a way you can't get a hold of me. If you call the office and you don't get a hold of me, you can look me up on Facebook. You can look me up on Instagram. And that's honestly how most of my parents get a hold of me. And it's becoming this where we've all kind of built this relationship, right? Of oh, hey, well, he's not answering my phone call for the office, but I know I can get a hold of him. Someone's got his number.
No doubt.
We're
always there. We're always accessible.
We're always accessible.
Too accessible sometimes.
No doubt. But rolling right into, again, this is softball's first time going to Texas in an absolute monster of an event. We're going to go to an event that has 273 teams. Let me say this again. That was a 2, a 7, and a 3 all together. So you're going to see the best baseball. Now, do we want to walk away with trophies? Obviously, that's always the goal.
Always.
We have a 2.5-year streak between the two sports. We don't really plan on giving that up. But what I can always say about Texas is you're going to see the best. You're going to see everyone's best.
You're going to grow as a ball player, period.
If you don't get better at this event, it's because you didn't care.
Right.
And what I'm super excited about leading in is we were talking about this before we got going. So we're not going to have an elite for baseball in November because we are going to Mesa, Arizona in the New Year's Baseball Fest.
I am so excited about this.
This is the first time since I've been here that we have offered a West Coast option. I personally am going to make the statement that we're going to win 4 divisions.
Oh, okay. You heard it here, folks. Let's write this down.
4 divisions, because I've just had nothing but great things of people saying it. Oh, my gosh, I'm so thankful you're coming to the West Coast. Now that keeps them from flying from California to Florida. And honestly, let's be real. This is what's going to happen. It's going to be an amazing event, and then we're going to move softball out there.
No doubt.
And we're going to have 2 amazing elite events for that New Year's time to where you're not playing. You're not playing with your home team. Odds are your high school team's still on pause, and you're going to have a chance to just go be. And I think that this event, specifically geared towards like the 15 to 18-year-olds, is beautiful. That is the fresh, the breath of fresh air that they need from, oh my gosh, I've been listening to my high school coach.
Break from the stress of recruiting,
Yes.
to break from the stress of high school, no doubt.
These events are just awesome. Like, I can't say enough good things. Like, Softball Fest is already kind of, I want to say they're already at 15 kids. Baseball's already got like 10 or 12.
Yep.
And like you said, I still have 9 months.
Yep.
We have 9 months.
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, let alone in 9 months.
No, and that's what's so amazing is that these events are just continuously getting bigger. And so, honestly, in 2023, and I know you as the manager of BYSY would say the same, like, I just continue to see these events grow. And I continue to see them get better. And last year we can say like, oh, well, we didn't have as many kids as we would like. But the quality. I feel like we put quality teams across the board, every age group and everywhere I went.
Well, we made the commitment to prioritize that more. We're here to give strong athletes an opportunity to get better, right? And if those kids can't come and be confident and have the ability to make them successful, then we want them to keep working until they can. So I think that we made a right shift there, and that's really where we're going to stay in our sweet spot of making sure that when you come, you can compete at the level to be successful in the event. Because the worst thing that could happen is kids come and they lose their confidence. That's the opposite of what we need to happen. So. Oh,
of course, and the biggest thing is I think everyone doesn't talk about is. That 11U kid that plays Rec Ball All-Stars, he's still one of the better players to where he comes from.
Of course he is.
And then he gets to come play the 11U AAA kid or D1 kid or Class A kid. And then they realize really quick, oh.
There's a whole lot more baseball out there for me to learn.
And honestly, every time I've seen that, baseball or softball, I feel like it's that kid that I end up being on a household name with.
Yes,
because they put in the work. They grind. They're like, okay, I want to be as good as that. Whereas the one that's typically really, really good at that age, they cut it. They're just like, oh, I'm better than everybody else. So from a BYSY standpoint, how pleased would you say you are in terms of the talent and just how much better we're getting on the elite side?
No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, I started elite when I first came here, so to see, and obviously COVID hit
pretty hard
right at launch. COVID hit us hard, and it took us quite some time. I think 11 canceled events for us to actually get SY elite off the ground. But we have given kids opportunities, and we have. I mean, Sis Bates, Amanda Lorenz, about to have Janae Jefferson. I mean, we have had some of the absolute best in the game giving back to our kids. And that's really the most important thing to me. And making these athletes realize that this is what real softball can look like. If you want it and you put in the work, this is the level in which you can compete. And we're seeing it because our kids are at the D1 level now in college. And there's way more to come.
Oh, like specifically toward the softball thing, like I couldn't tell you Adam from Eve on that side, other than Taylor Pleasance. I knew she could swing it, and because she's left-handed and 6'2". But outside of that, I didn't know what was good and what wasn't good. But then when you talk to all these girls and then you go look up their accolades and you're like, I just talked to you, and you're a 3-time All-American. Like, you just seem like you're just.
We all saw Hope strike you out, Tabor. It's okay. It's cool.
Listen,
she strikes everybody out. It's cool.
But here's the thing: we can laugh about that. It is awesome. But even then, I didn't know how legit that was.
Right.
And then you see her playing in a college championship, and you're like,
winning the national championship, pitching the national championship,
and you're like, okay, she's the real deal.
No doubt.
But like, I think that's what's changed for me, right? Is the appreciation of how good these girls are, right? Because we grow up. Let's be realistic. Every guy grows up. I can take you yard. You're not that good. It's not that big a deal, buddy. Let me tell you. Allie gave me the scouting report. She told me everything to look for, and I fouled one off and flew out to a first baseman once, and I'm going to hang my hat on that.
And I think they were change-ups.
And they were change-ups. I was late on change-ups. Like, that is truly how difficult that sport is, and honestly, just being around it more has made me appreciate all the girl athletes do, and really how hard this is. Because I had a cousin growing up that played softball, and of course, I looked at her. You're crazy. It's not that hard. But then when you get in the box and you face some high-level stuff, you start to respect that. So just like I said, seeing the athletes you all are bringing around, and then, of course, we have Mark Paul and Lathan and, of course, Hector, who's kind of like the BY kid for us. But, like, that high-level stuff, that doesn't happen everywhere else. say what we want, and I'm not going to mention any names, but, we take Mark down to a tournament, and then we take Lathan down to a tournament, and then now all of a sudden all these tournament providers want them. It's because they're following the model, right? Like,
biggest form of flattery, right?
It is, but it's one of those things to where I just want everyone to know, like, genuinely, this office, BYSY, all the nationals, everyone is always working to find your athlete the best opportunity to meet the best in the game, whether it be social media people or athletes. And I just want to, I cannot stress that enough. Kicking off the 23 season, that's going to be our goal. Everything's going to be bigger, better, kind of like we talk to our kids, bigger, faster, stronger. Like, that's what we want here out of this office. And I know that's what she ultimately pushes me to do every day, is to figure out the way to get bigger, better, stronger. And so, reach out to us. Reach out to me, tabor@athletics.com. If you have any ideas or you want to know more about the All-American Games, or if you're just stumbling across this podcast just because, visit our websites, baseballyouth.com, softballyouth.com. I believe all your contact information is on the website as well, right?
Sure is. You can find me.
Yeah, I'm about to say we're pretty findable if that's a real word. But guys, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, because, or you know what? Honestly, I'll even say this: if you even had a bad taste where you thought you didn't have the experience your athlete could have, we want to do everything we can in our power to make that right.
No doubt, we will absolutely make it right
every time. Because honestly, no offense to the adults, I don't care about you. I care about the kids. I care about how a kid leaves feeling. I care about how his confidence is. And did he leave a better baseball player, or did she leave a better softball player? So, again, baseballyouth.com, softballyouth.com. Allie, anything you want to tell your SY leaders going into their first Texas event?
Oh, my goodness. Be ready. It's a business trip. So this is an opportunity for you to show how you can be professional, still have fun while playing, but time to turn it up a notch, because the girls that you're going to be facing, they've been playing at this level for a long time already, even the 10U kids. They know what they're doing. So show up ready to do some work.
No doubt. SY, do not forget everything that Allie, Alicia, Bryn, and even now Shelby has taught you. Let's apply that. My BY guys, just like Allie said, this is a business trip. We're coming down here to have fun. We're going to go to the Frisco Classic. All the kids will get tickets for that.
Fantastic.
So you'll get to see a lot of high level baseball, and we have really good schedules. I think for us, like, our last game's at 4 p.m. So you're gonna have some time to have some freedom, but it definitely, like she said, this is a business trip. We're gonna keep our head on straight, and we're gonna try and go down here and run roll everybody, because they hate it whenever they see somebody else from the outside of the state of Texas beat them.
They sure do. And everyone will have a really tremendous opportunity to actually watch the games. All of our games are going to be streamed on Athletes Go Live. Mm-hmm. So you'll be able to watch softball youth elite teams, baseball youth elite teams in every single game this weekend. So if you want to know what that looks like the real, our cream of the crop athletes, check us out on Athletes Go Live, and you'll be able to watch those games and see what we're doing.
I'm glad she brought that up, because that completely, that's actually our scoring partner now. So what's cool about this is that they have the awesome leaderboards.
Yeah, from the tournament. So, because we're both playing in Triple Crown events, who are also partners with Athletes Go Live. If our athletes show out and have the stats to back it, which they better, then they're going to be on these tournament leaderboards in each age group. And so we'll definitely be posting those after the event. Softball side, we've done that before at some PGF events. So how cool is it to be able to perform and then see your name up there with some names? These kids are going to be balling at D1 very soon. So keep an eye out for that from our streaming and from scoring and from the leaderboard perspective. That was a great point, Tabor. It'll be fun to see how we do.
I mean, it just, honestly, that's another event ad for us, right? This is going to help all tournament teams. This is going to help us track data. This is going to, we're moving
grandma back home.
Yep.
She wants to be a part of this too. So tune in and watch.
Yeah, no doubt. So, again, all of that stuff will be available. Athletes Go Live. Look up Softball Youth Elite or Baseball Youth Elite. And, again, head to baseballyouth.com and softballyouth.com to nominate your athlete, as, again, that promo will end March 6th. And, again, you can reach out to me, email, or Allie via email, and we'll be able to get you that promo code and get you all squared away. So, I think that's it. And thank you for joining us.
See you soon.